Welcome to Wild Cottage Life, a series of videos from our home in the west of Ireland, up in the wild hills of County Clare, surrounded by wildlife, our dogs, gardening, walks in nature, and more. Please follow along and enjoy. Tom says, welcome to Sherwood Forest. Robin Hood. I love this. I love this oak. Don't slip. You have your wellies on. Yeah, it's so pretty here. I don't know if you can hear in the distance there's a slight roar. That's actually the waterfall, which is just only like 2 feet, but we've just had a fair bit of rain, so it's sounding pretty noisy. This is like, there's so many little secret spaces all around here. Don't film you coming down in case you fall. Okay, I'll put the camera down in case I have to help you. I'm up on the little patch, sort of to the east of the cottage, on the section that's really quite wet. And I'm just foraging a few sticks with a lot of the different lichens. It's a lot of lichens. Lichens, and some of these are good for natural dyeing of wool, so I just grabbed a few because they're pretty. And I'm going to check with my friend Sandra from Irish Fibre Crafters which of the lichens, if she wants any of them, since they're just on the ground now, a lot of them, and they can just be gathered. I won't obviously gather all of them, but I can gather some because some of them are just scattered around the ground. So, zoom out a bit. So in this little section through here, not where it's really wet, where you see the standing water, but up that way a bit, there are still some bluebells. Bluebells in the spring. This is not the oak wood that we talk about that's over a little bit to the sort of west of us, west of the cottage. It's an oak and bluebell wood with more bluebells than this, that's here, but there are some little patches of them here. Actually, there may be more bluebells here than I realize. It's super wet to get to where the bluebells are. Here comes himself. Get up. Oh, there we go. Good boy. You hear the roar of the waterfalls. It's a couple small ones, but they're in behind the tree. The stream runs in behind those trees, so you can't see it from here, and it's hard to get to as well. There's another section a bit farther down the stream, and like I said, and then there's just a little boggy, wet place, swampy place, kind of. So much of this is hard to get to, which is one reason we have so much wildlife. Like, you wouldn't be going tramping around in all these little hidden places. So our cottage is around the bend there a little bit on the right side, and on this side you can probably hear, again, hidden in amongst the willows, one stream which comes along and joins this other stream, and then those streams, and another stream comes down from up above on the hill, and those streams all join to the stream that runs in front of the cottage. You can see it's very wildy. This is not the green pastoral Ireland that many people think of, with the bright green fields, because, their animals are on them all the time, pooping, and they're being fertilized. This is a lot of semi-wild kind of grassland, and cows come on it a couple times, like maybe 2 or 3 times a year, just for a couple weeks. And it's part of the hen harrier management scheme to help keep the habitat that hen hares like, and that's part of the magic of the place. There's a lot of really interesting animals here because it's not really developed and it's wild and there are not many people around, and there's not even really real sort of working farms. There's a farm close to us, like the farmer's off site, and he has a few cows. He doesn't live there. So most of the place is just kind of left to itself. Can you hear the waterfall here? I'm not sure. We're just out looking there around where the farmer had to come with his digger a bit to lay some hedges to stop the other cows from coming in. And it actually has opened up this little space where there's abandoned shed, barn. This place is so wet. Like, you can't even imagine how wet it is. So this has been opened up a little bit. The rough laying of hedges, but they'll come back. And there's some really deep spaces there, and Tom took a picture of me. I did a backwards fall. Luckily, I fell in slow motion because there's a lot of rocks. I didn't hit my head. But this is like a quagmire all year. It doesn't matter if it's raining or not. Okay. Somebody's filthy. Anyways, but there's some lovely little magical places, and we're going to cut up around this building, and up there's the top hill. So we'll go to get the top of the top hill, and then we'll walk back around to our cottage on the other bit.
Garage.
Yeah, there's an old garage back there. I don't know how the people lived here. Like, literally, it is so wet. It must have been miserable. That's probably why.
No water.
No water. This is it. Like, there's no spring right here, so I don't know. Anyways, yeah, God love them. You can see why they abandoned it many years ago. Okay, I've got out of the quagmire. One reason it's so churned like that is because the cows that escaped came in through there. And we're getting ready to go up in here, and this is really lovely. So much moss.
Can you get up?
Yeah, I can get up. So this is the back of that little stone barn. And the thing that's wonderful about all these abandoned buildings is they're really great for wildlife. There are sometimes some really special bat species that are protected and rare roosting in there. It's really quite a special place. It's all these little magical hidey places. Ooh, so that's below that ridge. That's where we were. Our cottage is down there somewhere. This is Top Hill. That's the old potato field, the old vegetable garden that the family that lived here for hundreds of years had. There's some cows. Come on. That's the very crest of Top Hill. Yeah. So I'm sitting on a gate. Let me get over that way. Can't see in this weather, but the burren. Yeah, so here we are. Right, I'm gonna get off the gate and walk home.